I told you that some of the money that you pay for taxes is being used by someone else to buy illegal drugs? Although this is unfortunate, there is a great possibility that this very action is occurring in the United States. Most of you would likely agree with me that there is a legitimate need for benefit programs to help those who are financially struggling. Welfare is one of the most beneficial programs that assists unemployed citizens until they are able to attain a job and support themselves. Unfortunately, several citizens take advantage of this program by using it as a means not to work, and in some cases, as a financial means to obtain illegal drugs. Having grown up in an area where there are many citizens on welfare assistance, I have seen the benefits and great works in the financial help that it gives many citizens. However, I have also seen the lack of residential property maintenance, the laziness, and improper spending of this welfare assistance by certain people. I argue that welfare applicants should be drug tested, just as the working class is, in order to prevent the wasting of taxpayers' hard-earned money. Today, I'll explain to you why a drug test should occur in welfare applicants and address the concerns surrounding this action. To first understand my argument that drug tests should be given to welfare applicants, one must first understand the reason to why this should be implemented. According to the USA Today News, welfare's purpose is to assist families confronted by unprecedented job crisis, a minimum wage that does not pay for the housing or other necessities, and the lack of health insurance, childcare, or public transportation. Therefore, most taxpayers have no problem assisting these troubled families in order for them to be financially stable. According to a study done by the School of Social Work at Florida State University, drug use is 50% more common in households with welfare recipients than in non-welfare households. This is not stating that every or even most welfare recipients use drugs, but simply shows that drug use is definitely prevalent in certain welfare-assisted households. If this is true, this is a complete waste of the taxpayers' hard-earned money, and this money could be spent improving society in ways such as medical research, scientific research, and in many other ways. Another reason that welfare applicants should be drug tested is simply for the fact that the working class citizens are commonly drug tested in the workplace. It is not uncommon for individuals to be drug tested when applying for a job in the work field. For some business owners, this drug test is held in high regards, and in many cases, if the applicant does not pass the drug test, they simply do not get the job. Why should welfare be any different? The consequences of drug use should be the same. If the welfare applicant is tested positive for drug use, they simply should be denied welfare assistance. The next step to my argument is to address the concerns surrounding this action of drug testing welfare applicants. The first and major concern that many people associate with drug testing is for the fact that in 2011, Florida enacted a drug test on its TANF enrollees, or temporary assist for needy families. The results show that during the 4 months that the law was in place, only 2.6% of applicants failed this drug test, which is far lower than the estimated rate of drug use in the average population. However, according to the U.S. News, applicants were asked if they had used illegal drugs in the past 30 days, and only if they had said yes would they continue with the actual drug test. This means that the 2.6% of applicants who tested positive for the drug test openly admitted using them, whereas the rest of the applicants could have easily lied about their drug use. Therefore, in order to implement this drug test effectively, a drug test should be given to each welfare applicant without asking them about their drug use. Another concern about these drug tests is whether it would cost more for the states to do these actual drug tests than the money they would save from welfare. One way that it could eliminate this concern is to implement the drug tests in a certain way in which people who failed the drug test paid for them. For example, welfare recipients would have to pay for their own drug tests, and if they passed, they would be reimbursed the money that they spent on the tests. However, should a welfare applicant fail the drug tests, they would not be reimbursed the money that they spent on the drug tests and would be denied assistance until they are clean from drugs. This solution would ensure that people receiving welfare and are not wasting it on their addictive problems. The final concern about drug testing applicants of welfare is that many people believe that this action would undermine the welfare recipients and cause some sort of prejudice against them. However, this concern is very conflicting. How is drug testing applicants of welfare any different from drug testing How is drug testing applicants for jobs any different from drug testing welfare applicants? Both tests work to ensure that the most efficient and focused people are gaining the benefits of the job or welfare checks. Also, soldiers are drug tested routinely, and nobody thinks twice about the reputation of these soldiers because of it. Drug testing welfare recipients will not be a means of undermining the recipients, just as it is not a means of undermining everyday employees or soldiers. It is simply a way to make sure that the money is being distributed and spent most efficiently. In conclusion, I argue that welfare applicants should be drug tested, not only to ensure that taxpayers' money is not being wasted, but also to ensure that the welfare eligible people know how to spend their checks. Not only is this problem of wasting welfare money on drugs affecting the taxpayers of this country, but it is also affecting the welfare community. If someone can get away with spending their welfare checks on illegal drugs, who's to say that it might not influence someone else to do the same? A drug test would prevent the manipulation of the welfare system and would cease the wasting of money on illegal drugs. As Oklahoma's Governor, Mary Fallin says, hardworking taxpayers should not be asked to subsidize drug abuse, and this would help to ensure that they are not.